What's going on, guys? It's time to get settled on in and grab that coffee, and we can talk some sports, and we can talk some sports betting. We'll, of course, make sure we recap yesterday, and then let's get in some bets for today. Got a lot of Bundesliga games going on today. Got EFL Cup there happening in England, and then, of course, NHL and NBA tonight. Before we jump on into that recap, though, I want to pass along a couple programming notes to you guys. The wife and I are taking our first kidless vacation. It's going to be so amazing. I can't wait. Never done anything like that, and thoroughly looking forward to just getting away from those guys. Man, they wear you out on a daily basis. So we'll be doing that later on this week. So there'll be no show Thursday, no show Friday, no show Monday, and no show Tuesday. So Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, no shows, as again, the wife and I will be on a very, very much needed vacation without those little kids. With that being said, let's go ahead and dive on into that recap where we get to kick off the week by ringing the cash register as we made plus 2.23 units. I love to see a week kick off by putting money in your pocket. We got tripped up, and our only trip ups of the day was in that Fulham versus Tottenham game, and every Tottenham fan loves me. I've now gotten well over 1 million instant messages on Twitter. The reason that is because Tottenham has conceded first in 12 of their last 14 games. 2 games that they did not concede first against Crystal Palace, and against yesterday in Fulham. We went ahead and bet both of those. So I'm just inundated with messages from Spurs fans just telling me to keep on betting the opponent to score first. They love it when I'm on that opponent. So just like Crystal Palace, where they came out, I thought, earlier on in that match, and they had chances. Fulham came out at home, and they had some of the better earlier on chances. They unfortunately just weren't able to create some of them. And then Tottenham gets a goal there just before halftime, so you lose that one. And then the both teams are scoring over 2.5. You know, Fulham, I thought Fulham's play deserved 1 goal. I mean, if I'm going to be quite honest, I thought they created enough chances to deserve a goal. But then you still don't have the over 2.5 piece. But maybe if Fulham gets a goal, then Spurs are pushing a little bit harder. And then maybe Fulham's pushing a little bit harder at the end to see if one of those teams can get the winner. But it didn't quite go our way. But we did scoop up a winner there in the afternoon in soccer. How about that PSG first half over 2.5? We didn't talk about this play yesterday because I mean, you guys probably saw the lines just like I did. I mean, books weren't even offering you PSG money line. PSG to score in both halves was minus 1,100. You had to go all the way up to PSG team total over 5.5 goals to get it any amount of reasonable amount of juice to go ahead and pull the trigger. They were playing a 6th-tier team. And we talk about, on this show, we're trying to predict, obviously, this shit the best we can. And we talk about it's pros versus pros. Not yesterday in that match. That was amateurs in the 6th tier of France taking on the pros at PSG. We didn't talk about it because I thought they were going to heavily rotate. The lineups came out, and we got a dream of Neymar and Mbappe both started. I mean, there were some other guys that started that I don't understand that they started. But if you're going to give me Mbappe and Neymar against a 6th-tier squad where they're not even freaking professionals, they're amateurs, yeah, that was a no-brainer bet. We pulled the trigger on that one. We got a, and then we got that at minus 103. Oh, we got that bet at minus 103. So, yeah, they got 4 goals in the first half. They got 7 goals overall. You could even do PSG win to nil. I was a bet I looked at before yesterday's show. PSG win to nil was minus 450. So, a bet that I didn't think we were going to get in, but that just shows how much do we talk about on this show. Like, we need to see lineups. We need to see lineups. That's a good indication of, hopefully you guys are following me on Twitter, and even, at least in the afternoon, you've got your notifications on, around when soccer starts. So, love to see that right there. And then it rolled on to the nightcap, and we just kicked the nightcap's ass. How about over 2.5 shots on goal for both Backlund and Tyafli, I believe is how this guy's pronounced. I think one guy got 5. And I think the other guy got 4. So very, very comfortable with both those guys going over 2.5 shots on goal. And then the NBA was really good to us. Hell, even the leans that I didn't quite pull the trigger on. I know Nurkic went over. I know Josh Hart stayed under. But we pulled the trigger there on Trey Jones under 14.5 points. And just like we talked about yesterday, he was going to go under on points and go over on assists. That's exactly what he did. He got 12 points and 7 assists. That would have cashed both of those angles that you went ahead and played. But, of course, we like the juice that was attached to the point, so that's the one we played. And how about Grizzlies Kings? How about Grizzlies Kings? Who damn near threw their phone all the way across the room? That's all you did? You didn't throw it across? I threw my shit across the room. 80 points were scored in the first quarter. 80 points were scored in the first quarter. I promptly threw my phone and went to bed pissed off. Didn't look at my phone. I thought for sure I was going to wake up to a loser after an 80-point first quarter. But then the stats and, that number one defense for the Grizzlies, even though the, Kings get 133 points, it dramatically slowed that game down and well under 245.5 points, which I need to go back and listen to yesterday's show. Does anybody remember? Did I say that game was going to be 232 or 233? Game finished at 233, so the research was bang on that one to end our night with the sweep on the night. And again, that's plus 2.23 units. Love to see that right there. Boy, the NBA, how do we not have a heart attack yet, fellas, betting on the NBA? What a wild ride. 80 points in the first quarter. Man, amazing stuff right there. So let's jump on in here this first quarter. You got first quarter of the Kings game, had me sweating. But we got the W. Oh, yeah. Yeah, 80 points, man. I literally threw my phone. I threw it up against the couch, and went to bed. And I was really upset. It took me a little while to get to bed. It's just, not a good one. What's up, Brian? Yes, we will. And good morning, D-Gent. Love to see that right there. Yes, I did say 233. I thought I did, Steven. Appreciate that. I thought I said 233, so nailed that one right on. Love it when the research is not even in the ballpark, but nailed it right on the head right there. Let's go ahead and get on into some bets today, fellas. We want to keep this train going. God damn, we're trying to pull some profit this week. We're going to kick it off in the Bundesliga today. You've got Bayern in action. You can really see in this bet slip, or in this screenshot here, this is the only bet I really care about. It's Bayern team total, over 2.5 goals, but it's so juicy, you got to add a little bit something to it. So there's 3 other games in the Bundesliga. Let's just get a goal in each of those. But the one we're going to talk about here is Bayern over 2.5. Bayern averages 3.7 goals at home. Cologne averages 2.5 goals conceded on the road. And Bayern has hit 3+ goals in this head-to-head in 6 of the last 7. They're coming off a bad performance. We watched that match on TikTok on Friday up against Leipzig, and Bayern was bad. Leipzig was both bad. But now they're not facing a championship or Champions League caliber team here. And again, a team that they've hit this number in 6 of the last 7 head-to-heads. It's at Munich. Love everything about Bayern team total, over 2.5 goals. And then, again, just throw on those juice reducers. Just need 1 goal in each of the games there in the remaining Bundesliga fixtures. There's also some EFL Cup in action. Let's go ahead and get a bet in on that one. Again, let's just kind of do some teaser lines here. Southampton team total, under 1.5 goals. We need Newcastle to get a goal. And then parlay it with tomorrow's EFL Cup game of Forest to stay under 1.5 goals, and Man United to at least score 1 goal. First one today is Southampton taking on Newcastle. I expect Newcastle to win 2-0. Maybe they get 3-0, but I think they will absolutely win 2-0. They've really dominated this head-to-head fixture, but sometimes Southampton does get 1 goal, so that's why went ahead and did under 1.5. But I fully expect Newcastle to probably get a win to 0 right there. And then the other one, we saw Manchester United play Forest about a month or so ago. Remember, that was a game where we hit a couple we hit a couple anytime goal scorers there, and Rashford and Martial, and they blitzed them 3-0. Okay, maybe Forest gets a goal, so do under 1.5, and then surely United will get 1 goal along the way, and that one's at plus 118 over on FanDuel. So that's how we'll roll with today in soccer. And then, of course, tomorrow we may look to add some more to it, but it all kicks off today. So that's how we'll roll right there. Morning, Pedro. What's up, my man? Let's keep on going. Look on the other side of your screen right there. Let's go ahead and throw up a NHL's shots on goal. This one's a name that should be familiar to you. It's the guy there for the Florida Panthers. My apologies for leaving that off. He's a member of the Florida Panthers. Panthers take the most shots in the NHL, going up against the Penguins, who allow the 7th most shots in the NHL. This guy's average is 2.9 per game. And you'll recall last time we played him, we did 2 guys on this team. We did him and Sam Bennett. Sam Bennett's out with an injury. Otherwise, we would have played Sam Bennett. So Bennett's out. We'll, of course, stick to Carter V here and see if he can't give us a nice cash like he did last time out, going over 2.5 shots on goal. All right, let's get to the NBA tonight. See if the NBA can be cool again, but maybe not a heart attack to kick off the night. That would be much appreciated. Let's go ahead and take this Knicks first quarter plus 1.5. And I did the research for this one and was like, all right, I think we'll have to do like minus 0.5. The Knicks should be favored. Well, DraftKings is giving you half a point. Then you jump on FanDuel, and FanDuel is giving you 1.5 points. I don't think we'll need any points, fellas. And the reason why I don't think we'll need any points, the Knicks have the 3rd best ATS record in the NBA in the first quarter at 27-19-2, and a point differential of plus 1.85 points. The Cavs are 25th in ATS in the first quarter at 22-26. Their point differential is plus 0.13. Look at these two teams home and away. The Knicks are outstanding at home in the first quarter, 16-7-1 ATS, point differential of plus 5.17. The Cavs are 12-11 on the road with a minus 0.13 point differential. Knicks, in terms of the actual numbers and just like breaking down these two teams, they're scoring 2 more points. They're allowing 4 less points. And the Knicks are number 1 overall. They've overtaken the Nuggets in points allowed in the first quarter. They only concede 27.2 points in the first quarter. So shocked that we're getting points and shocked that FanDuel's willing to give us 1.5 points. I'll take it. It's the NBA. Anything can happen. If you want the better, payout, maybe you dabble in that money line. But if you're giving me a 1.5 when I don't think we need it and it's only minus 115, I'll go ahead and take that all day long. So that's how we'll roll there. DFS, Dorian Finney-Smith, they're the Dallas Mavericks. We'll go ahead and do under 9.5 points at even money over on DraftKings. He's averaging 7.5 field goals per game, and 5.4 of those field goals are from 3. Well, the Wizards against power forwards are really good at defending them from a 3-point standpoint. They're only allowing 1.9 made, which is top 3rd in the NBA. They're 18th best in the NBA defending the 3-point overall. His average is 8.4 points per game, and he's gone under 9.5 points in 11 of his last 13 games. And he played these Wizards on November 10th, where he got a big old 5 points. Big old 5 points. So hopefully he doesn't double that tonight. Stays under 9.5 points and gives us a plus money cash. And then Zubac, we've talked about the Lakers center position and how they can't defend centers whatsoever. So we'll take a stab here on Zubac at plus money over 10.5 points. Went over in 1 of 2 this season versus the Lakers. Went over in 2 of the 3 versus the games versus the Lakers last season. The games where he went up against the Lakers this season, Anthony Davis played in both of those. And obviously Anthony Davis isn't involved. And that's when just the numbers for the Lakers have just been terrible versus the center. 62.5 field goal percentage, 23.3 points, 17.2 rebounds. Worst in the last 14 is 33.6 points, 72.7 field goal percentage, and 18.8 rebounds. Those are all dead last in the NBA. We talked about the Lakers when we tried to place a bonus, but then he was ruled out due to an illness before the game tipped off. So those numbers you guys have heard. They just remain the worst in the league. So we'll do Zubac, who averages 10.2 points per game, but he's cashed in 3 of his last 4 games. So hopefully he can be cool to the people and go over 10.5 points. So that's how we're going to do it tonight, fellas, in the NBA and in the NHL. Keeping an eye on Julius Randle. The Cavaliers really can't defend the 3-point at all, and Julius Randle takes a ton of threes. They're only asking you over 2.5 at minus 115. Seems pretty fair for his shot volume and how the Cavs struggle. But then when you look at his game log in terms of head-to-head, he hasn't hit that number. So that was the hesitation right there. And then Dyson Daniels of the New Orleans Pelicans. I told you we were kind of eyeing some guys that we think can stay under on a consistent basis. Well, Dorian Finney-Smith there, the Mavericks, he's one of them. And another one is Dyson Daniels. No line out on him yet, as there's some injury concerns in that game, so we're not getting player props for the Pelicans-Nuggets game. But Dyson Daniels is a guy to keep your eye on later tonight. Maybe he'll stay under his point total. If they give it to us at 7, I think it could be worth taking a stab. So just look for me on Twitter if we go ahead and pull the trigger on that. Otherwise, a little afternoon soccer, roll that on in. It's another sweep tonight in the NHL and the NBA would be the plan. Good morning, Israel. What's up, man? Are you guys going to sign Tuchel? Or are you guys going to go ahead and get Sean Dice? That's what I'm looking forward to. Either way, that smells like an under 2.5 train. Whether Everton, I said, what are you going to do? And you're a Blues. I said Blues because I was thinking Thomas Tuchel. Obviously, you're a Blues fan and not an Everton fan. My fault, Israel. I had Tuchel in my mind. Either way, we need Everton to get Tuchel or Sean Dice and just start raking in the under 2.5s. Leipzig is going to win and go over 1.5. I don't disagree with that. I'm just really focusing on Bayern. I want to back, arguably the best team in all of Europe, maybe top 3 team at worst in all of Europe, a team in Cologne that they've absolutely smashed. So, but I don't disagree. Leipzig should certainly get the done. Schalke's in last place in Bundesliga. So I hear you right there. I definitely, I hear you right there. What do we think about the Celtics getting 3 versus the Heat coming off that loss against the Magic? You probably think that they're going to have a nice response. Both teams are on the back end of a back-to-back. I don't think it's bad. I mean, anytime the Celtics are getting points, they're basically on even footing with damn near every team in the NBA. Last night's loss against the Magic is pretty fluky, although the Magic seem to have their number for whatever goddamn reason. But yeah, I would think Celtics plus 3, probably a good stab. I'm saying this, and I'm realizing now with my notes in the other room of the breakdown of every game. But yeah, off the top of my head, yeah, Celtics +3. I like it. Yeah. Damn, I left my notes in the other room. I'll message you that a little bit later, or I'll drop a comment here on this video. Yeah, that was an easy bet, Corey. Like I said, I wasn't trying to fool anybody and like sneak in a bet late. I was not expecting Neymar and Mbappe to start against amateurs. That was a lineup where, I mean, I couldn't get my phone out of my pocket fast enough and bet it. I was just like throwing all my goddamn cash at it. It was a 1-unit play in terms of you guys, but I actually made a bet on BetMGM. I made a bet on FanDuel. I made a bet on BetRivers, and I made a bet on PointsBet. I just was like locking into all the books and just dumping my cash on first half over 2.5. I couldn't throw my money at that bet fast enough. That was absolutely wild to get those two guys against that opponent. And we talked about it yesterday on TikTok Live. We were watching it. They played that game not even on their home grounds. They played that game at Lens, where that's a huge stadium for those guys. I bet second half. I didn't watch it. Once the bet cashed, I was done. But I bet those guys were tired as shit in the second half. They used to run around a pitch that big. They're playing in some, small-ass 6th-tier stadium. And then to get it at -103. Jesus Christ. Unreal. What's up, Mark? Is Newcastle a safe bet to win the match today? I think Newcastle is going to win the match. Look at the head-to-head. They've won 3 of the last 4 head-to-head. I mean, they're a top, 4 team in the Premier League. Southampton, obviously, they've had a nice uptick in form. They were able to knock off City. They were able to knock off Everton. They did lose to Villa over the weekend. But that knocking off, Manchester City, now Newcastle knows what they're going to get. City, I think, was a little bit surprised because Southampton was in such terrible form. They didn't really know what to get from them. Newcastle's going to know what to get. They're not going to see the ball probably for the first 20 or so minutes because Southampton's going to try and jump on them just like they did City. And in terms of defense, Newcastle's got the best defense in the league in terms of goals conceded. They're absolutely outstanding. I like their defense better than City. City's good defense is just good because of their ball possession, and you just don't get looks at their goal. They'll flip you over. But in terms of, who do you want just to, defend your goal? I want Newcastle. I want the best keeper in the league and Nick Pope. So, Newcastle to win the match, sign me up all day long. I think they'll certainly get it done. I like everything about them. Newcastle's been treating us pretty good. I think that money line, if I recall, is -190. If you want to tack on probably an under 4.5 and bring that juice down, I think Newcastle gets 2 if you want to add in over 1.5. I think both of those are good angles, or maybe you're comfortable betting -190 on a money line or maybe a parlay piece. I think that's certainly fine. What's up, Thad? You're going Bayern team total over 2.5, Leipzig and Newcastle today. Yeah, both of those teams should get the job done on the money line, and Bayern should come along and have a significantly better performance at home against a non-Champions League squad. Yeah, Bayern should get the job done. So, all right, good. Glad everybody likes the bets today. Good. We had a good day yesterday. Let's carry that momentum on in today and sit here tomorrow and ring that cash register. Again, no show Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, but we'll be back tomorrow. All right, guys, get these bets in. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Have a good one.